was actually at a picnic with a friend who was, my mother's an artist as well. And she was mentoring this artist, and she had invited me to an open house at her cottage, and she said, everyone that comes to the open house has to paint a rock for the rock garden. So we were getting ready to leave, and she's like, Annie, you have to paint a rock. And I said, I don't know how to paint. She's like, just paint a rock for me. I said, fine. So I painted this rock. She runs up into the house, she grabs her 35 millimeter, and she starts taking all these pictures. I said, what are you doing? She said, this is beautiful. She said, you have your mother's talent. She said, why don't you take one of your mother's art classes, but don't tell her, let's just show up. So that's what I did, and I took one class and I got bit, and I've been painting ever since, nonstop. I just absolutely love it. I am strictly abstract because I can't paint a straight line to save my life. The first class I took was a mixed media abstract class, and I just found it so compelling and interesting, and that I could do what I wanted. I didn't have to paint a bowl of fruit, because I've taken realistic classes or realism, or whatever you want to call it, where I had to paint a bowl of fruit, and I struggled because I'm used to pulling from my imagination and, breaking all the rules and putting whatever I wanted, and I had to, develop shadows and, just things that I'm not accustomed to. I literally took one class and I said, yep, that's not for me. I do a lot of big, bold colors. Neutral colors are not my thing. I love color. I literally pick the canvas and I pick a color or two, and then I tend to mix the colors to get harmony. I'll mix them with white, with black, different shades of gray, so that your piece is it harmonizes, and it almost sings. And I just continue to go in and just, line, structure, and color. These two here is a mixed media acrylic, and when we say mixed media, basically it means there's more than just one type of medium. So it's acrylic based, but it also has modeling paste on it that gives you all the lovely texture. And I also put some string cloth or cheesecloth in it to give it some really hard texture. And this piece was accompanying some furniture that a friend of mine was painting. And she wasn't able to finish her project, so I brought them here. But it's really they're very colorful, and two of them, it's called a diptych, is what's called when there's two similar paintings. But it's all a lot about color play for me. I love to see, how bold I can get, and that's pretty bold. Fluid art, I'm branching out more and more. I'm learning a lot more techniques, and I love it. That's one thing about art. There's always new things to learn constantly, and it's, you're always evolving. I get bored. As much as I love certain mediums, I switch it up. I'll paint 3 or 4 paintings in like a mixed media, and then I'll switch over to cold wax and oil, and then I'll jump in and do some alcohol inks, because it just keeps the flow going, When I look at a building, I don't see windows and doors. I see lines, I see color, I see structure, I see texture. Everything's like a painting. It's kind of wild, and I didn't see that at first. It took a few years, and I said to my mom one day, I'm like, I don't look at things like I used to. I used to look at, a door and see a door. I said, now I see, the windows, the scratches, the texture of the door. I don't notice the door anymore. And she said, yeah, you have an artist's eye now. You've grown.
For more from Mosaic, please like and subscribe to the channel or check out another video. To help support this project, please visit witf.org/mosaic.